Hi, I'm Craig Bell.
And I'm John Perkins.
John, Ronnie Coleman has been regarded as the strongest and biggest bodybuilder of all times. 5'11", around 300 pounds. He is actually a 8 consecutive Mr. Olympia winner and the first bodybuilder to win the Arnold Classic and Mr. Olympia title in the same year. You reckon that you could beat him in a wrestling contest?
No, I don't want to arm wrestle him.
How much stronger is he than you?
Quite a bit.
Well, let's measure that here on Take 5.
Food for the soul, helping you to thrive. 5 minutes to renew your mind. Take 5.
So really, John, Ronnie Coleman versus John Perkins, there's a big difference, but big is a relative term, you know? I mean, in the scope of things, it's not really that big of a difference. I mean, we're talking about just human beings, right?
Yeah.
But what's the gap between human beings and God? How big's that gap? You know, the Bible talks about how God's ways are higher than ours. And certainly there's a big gap that direction.
Yeah. In 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 25, it says, because the foolishness of God is wiser than man, and the weakness of God is stronger than man.
The best that man can do seems to pale to what God can do, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I was looking up the verse you mentioned a while ago. In Isaiah chapter 55, starting in verse number 7, it said, let the wicked forsake his ways and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him turn again unto the Lord. And he will have mercy upon him, and to our God he will abundantly pardon. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither your ways my ways, saith the Lord. For as the heavens is higher than the earth, so is my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts your thoughts. So it's saying God's ways are so much higher than our ways. We can't be compared to God.
Mm-hmm. You know, John, the best that man can do is pretty impressive. I mean, the buildings that you see them build, it's just amazing what man can do. The largest buildings in the U.S., the 3 of the top 4 are in New York, and the 4th one is in Chicago. Go figure. There's some big cities there. But the second tallest one, the Central Park Tower in New York City, is 1,550 feet tall.
Wow.
I mean, it's pretty impressive. But then you look at what God's made, and it makes man's stuff look like nickel and dime stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, man can't do anything like the Grand Canyon, you know, or the Rocky Mountains. We can't seem to come close to topping what God can do.
I was asking somebody the other day what their favorite Bible verse in the whole Bible was, and they said Genesis chapter 1 and verse 16, the last part of it, just 5 words, and he made the stars also. So you think about God and making all the creation that he's made in the 6 days of creation, and they just throw that in there, and he made the stars also. Like, no big deal for God.
It was nothing for him, and it truly wasn't.
Yeah.
Piece of cake.
But you think about all of man's wisdom and all man's strength and all man's abilities, they can never make one star, and God just made the stars also. He just so powerful that he just spoke it into existence, and it was there. God said, let there be light, and there was light. Man can't do that. All of man's know-how to do so many things, they can never just make light.
Psalm 19. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. It's as if they're testifying how awesome God is, you know. And I think it does us good if we'd remember in the middle of all of our struggles to try to put it all together and make it work, pay the bills, make the ends meet, how we're going to make this happen. Look at what God's done and say, well, you know, if he could do that, he could take care of my little needs. I don't need to worry about this. Jesus taught us that the sparrow is fed by the Father. And if the sparrow doesn't fret about when he gets up whether he'll find enough worms for the day, now he's got to go get them, but God provides them. And then you and I can trust the God who's way better at this stuff than we are.
Yeah.
If making the stars was no big deal, he made those too, you know. Look at how awesome that is. I mean, according to Google, there's 200 billion trillion stars. I can't even imagine a number like that.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know how Google, they're probably not even accurate, you know, but God made those two. No problem for him.
Yeah, when we think of God and we think about who he is, no wonder the writer wrote, eyes have not seen and ears have not heard, neither has it entered in the heart of man what lies ahead for them that love the Lord.
So friends, if God can do all of that, he can handle your situation today.
No wonder the rotor. No wonder the right.
Take 5.
No wonder the. I can't talk now.